All right, guys. So yesterday morning, I made a video on the German Bund it's about a minute long. It was the last video that I made for the day, and it was about if you saw the transition in the Bund that went from bearish, all of this, to bullish. This was the open of yesterday, right? And we came up to, remember, these lines were here. All these lines were here, except this institutional value was added because of the activity during this decline. So all these other lines were here. And you notice, right, what happened there? What happened here? So we continued to decline, and we're right about in this area right here. Right about in here. When I asked you guys to let me know if you were able to pinpoint when the transition occurred and when the confirmation occurred. So I'm going to show this to you right now. I had quite a few responses. A couple of you got it pretty good. You did a good job. And I was impressed with that. But I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right now. This was the spot right here. You see how you had these two reds on top of each other right at the 33, and you couldn't get any follow through, right? They were trying in vain. That's why they're red. They're trying in vain to push this thing lower, and they couldn't. The buying overcame all of the selling. So this was your area that told you that potentially the tide had turned. The confirmation came when we came back down to this institutional value area, right? Only went a couple of ticks below it, and then that started working back up, broke back above it. So that was the confirmation that the tide had turned. And here's what the rest of the day looked like. And as you can see, I'm not going to walk through this whole thing right now, but you tell me if these lines that I drew were not significant during the course of the day, right? The high here, all the way down back here, back to this one here, then down here, chop around, then all the way back down to the institutional value area to the tick, then back up, and we closed down here, but we came all the way back up to where all those longs were put in place. So I'm telling you, when you know where to put these lines, it's like a roadmap. You can pretty much get a strong idea of exactly what should transpire as you get in that frame of the mind of the bulls and the bears based upon these lines that are based upon the filter of the footprint chart where these green and reds are, and the delta profile over here, as well as the institutional value areas, right? So once again, let me move this over here. Transition occurred right here, okay, with those two big reds, and they could not get it to go down. They could not get it to go down. Not only that, but the 33 was giving support. And then the confirmation came when we broke above the institutional value area, came back down, tested it, hung out there, not very long, and then started coming right back. So that was your confirmation. If you notice, once we challenged that area and went up, where did we pull back to? Right where all those longs were put on. So that was a very low risk entry point on the long side because we held that. And then you can see the rest of the day what we ended up getting and how all of these lines that were lines in the sand were instrumental in how the German Bund traded. So It's one of the reasons that I like the German Boon so much, is that it adheres so well to order flow and to delta profile and to order filtering. So that's all I want to go over in this one. If you need to, rewind the video and take a look, go back and take a look what I'm talking about here and here and then here. All right, later.